Hey guys, this is the ghost of Video Psych. Oh wait, I'm here. I don't know why, I just feel like doing that. I'm fucking bored. Anyway, so how you guys doing? I don't care. But anyway, so I just want to talk about, virginity. Because we've all been there, we've all been virgins. I think we've pretty much all worried about being a virgin for one ridiculous reason or another. And, you know, I remember I used to, worry about it a lot growing up when I was younger. I mean, just like, I don't know, pretty much anybody else, I guess. I mean, I eventually learned that a lot of women, for some reason, also worried about being a virgin as well, growing up. I realized, I actually first learned that when I was a teen. They kind of seem to also worry about the same things that a lot of guys seem to worry about, but, you know, I think what ultimately helped me stop worrying about it is just the simple fact that it kind of doesn't really matter. I mean, losing your virginity doesn't really hinder on anything. I mean, if anything, sometimes the exact opposite of being a virgin is actually a bad thing. Especially if you're sleeping with like way, way, way too many people. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, sleeping with way too many people can actually kill you. For instance, you can get really bad diseases from it. And, being addicted to sex, of course, would be harmful to, your relationships and your health. You would not be able to get into relationships, but, I eventually just realized it was just completely ridiculous. I mean, I just kind of realized that, it's not like the world is just going to end just because I'm a virgin, right? My world isn't going to end, your world isn't going to end. Not that I know I've stated that, sex is overrated, and it kind of is, but, at least I appreciate it, I at least appreciate the sex. But, of course, I've I've seen plenty of people that, for some reason, even as grown-ups, they seem to look down at virginity. And I remember when I used to talk to women at the bar, sometimes they would ask me if I was a virgin. And, I could care less if I was a virgin, so I would obviously just answer yes or no, truthfully. And I remember even this one woman actually asking me for my penis size because, just getting drunk and having fun, right? And then I actually realized that I didn't even know, my size. if I realized that day I didn't even realize how big I was. I was like, you know what? I never thought about measuring it because I've never even worried about stuff like that, But anyway, enough about that, of course. And I always thought it was silly when women would ask me why, if I was a virgin or not, and I understood the reason why they were doing it. It's just that I eventually came to the conclusion that, just because somebody is a virgin doesn't mean you can't have sex. I mean, sure, they might not maybe be as good as somebody who has at least had a little bit of practice. I mean, and I get that. But, just rejecting somebody just because they're a virgin, I mean, you really have to be spoiled. You'd have to be fucking spoiled rotten, man. I mean, geez. I mean, and I understand it's easier for women to get sex and all that. Like, I get that, but to not even appreciate the sex that somebody gives you, like, that's just so selfish. I mean, because especially when you get older, it's not like you're going to be getting laid more often as you get older. If anything, you're actually getting laid less and less and less as you get older. And when you lose that opportunity to get something like that, then you're going to start appreciating it a lot more. And I, of course, made a video on how sex can become everything. Well, that's when it's going to become everything. Is when you don't have it, you know? But, of course, beyond getting laid all the time, So, again, why does this whole virginity thing really matter that much? I mean, at least the person probably isn't going to have any sexual diseases when you have sex with them. I mean, geez, I'd be at least happy enough if they're just getting laid with me. I mean, the only one of the few exceptions when I was kind of doing it with this one lady one time, a long time ago, was that she was just laying there like this. Like, I'm serious. She was just laying there. And I think she was kind of nervous, of course, but, you know, when it comes to sex, I at least expect you to do something. At least something. So that was kind of one of the few exceptions, you know, to me when it comes to sex. Is you at least have to do something. But, it's just, to just worry about so much on, virginity like that is just so stupid. I mean, what do I have to bring a resume out from now on just so I can get laid? I mean, you know, it's just like, why can't we just have sex, right? It's like, why can't we just have sex? But, of course, that's just not the way the world works. Sex doesn't happen at the press of a button like it does with love dolls, obviously. But anyway, so, I remember this one time, on PSN, of course, some of the guys were teasing some of my friends, on PSN, and they're like, oh, you're a virgin, blah, 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 and you're never going to get to do it, and blah, blah, blah. The usual stigma. And I was just like, well, one time I actually knew this one guy who I used to party with. He lost his virginity when he was 9 years old when he got raped by his babysitter. And of course, y'all laughed and were like, yeah, right. And I was just like, no, it is true. He was actually raped by his babysitter when he was 9 years old. Actually, when his parents were out having on their anniversary, actually. It was like their 10-year anniversary or something. And of course, they just got quiet after that. It's like, okay, so how much does losing your virginity really matter? You know what I mean? And I sometimes will meet some guys, older guys, that will, talk shit about having sex. It's like, if you haven't gotten laid before, then you're a fucking loser or something like that. And it's just like, okay, so you've never had sex. It's like, well, what happens is that when you have sex, and then you're not a virgin anymore, and then that's it. I mean, it's not, it's not like losing your virginity is really that much of a life-changing event, I realized. I mean, that is unless, of course, you get something like herpes. Then, yeah, your life is going to change. Or if you get AIDS after losing your virginity, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a life-changing event. But, it's just so fucking stupid. I also remember this one guy that used to talk about, the use of condoms. He's like, if you don't use your condoms before the expiration dates, then you need a better sex life or something. And then I was just kind of like, okay, so the reason why you're going out getting laid, it isn't just for fun, is to meet expiration date on a condom. So that's the reason why you go out to have sex, is to meet an expiration dates. And he's like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. It's like, well, I mean, that's kind of what you stated. I mean, to be frank, I don't even look at the expiration date on condoms. I mean, unless I'm about to use them, obviously. But I mean, it's just like, okay, so why worry so much about getting laid is my point. Why worry so damn much about it? I mean, yeah, wanting to have sex is one thing. Wanting to have sex a lot is two things. But to worry about it so freaking much, it's just a waste of life. I am never going to get back all of that time that I worried about getting laid in the past back. It is seriously such a time waster on your life. Just stressing over nothing. It's just so fucking stupid. I mean, just looking back, it's just so stupid. But, of course, that's just how life is sometimes. Life is always going to throw shit at us, whether we like it or not. And with that being said, I will, end this video. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.